Man, welcome back to another episode of the Think Successfully Room. This is the platform where we focus on building mindsets, we building character, bringing value to both you and your people, and aligning your body with your intelligence. I'm your host, QB So effing amazing. Now, this episode is a topic we normally don't. It's kind of off. I ain't gonna say off course, but it's definitely something that's very thought provoking. Uh, I have Flat Earth Dave on a call with me today. And yeah, I'm expecting this episode to piss a lot of people off, man. So Flat Earth Dave, man, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. How are you doing?
Man, I can't complain, man. I'm
Yeah.
doing I'm doing amazing, man. I'm actually excited for this episode.
For those of you listening and that know what Bitcoin is, I offer 3 Bitcoins for 1 globe proof. I have a challenge. Listen to this episode at the end. I'll tell you about the challenge. And if you can give me 1 proof, the Earth is a globe, which should be easy. Earth is a globe, should be a million proofs.
Mhm.
You win 3 Bitcoins. That's $300,000.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's a easy, yeah. That should be a extremely easy, challenge. Considering the fact that it's a lot of scientific proof about the earth being glow, that shouldn't be hard at all for them to do. So definitely look into doing that
It
challenge,
shouldn't
man.
be hard if there's a lot of scientific proof, but there's only pseudoscientific proof. So
So
good luck. Good luck.
before we get into the questions that I have for you, so Dave, when it comes to the earth being flat, like what made you come across what made you come across that idea? Like what really led you into like, okay, this is what I'm finna talk about on social media.
Yeah, so I was doing a podcast called Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole, looking into all of the conspiracies, the deceptions, um, from the thing that happened in New York, the Boston Marathon, Sandy Hook, everything. And
Mhm.
people started sending me flat Earth stuff, and I said, I'm not going to look at that. That's one step too far. And then I was forced to look, and I looked and I tested, and there was no denying it. It's only the people think flat earth is stupid until they look. Now, if they do what you did and Google flat earth, Google's going to serve you nonsense. Like if you Google top 10 reasons earth is flat, it's going to give you top 10 reasons earth is a globe, and it's going to
Mhm.
serve you an interview I did with a guy that calls himself Professor Dave, and he
Yeah.
sounds real authoritative, but basically he's just a college dropout, failed musician who likes to call himself a professor, and he sounds intelligent. He knows math and stuff, but math is not reality. And when you take the time and look, you can't deny it. For those of you listening, my website is flatearthdave.com, and just go there, check out the crash course, check out my app, check out whatever you want. But if you check it out, you're going to end up being a flat earther.
Okay, so now my thing is when it comes to the earth being flat, right? Even with, the so-called, scientific I'm not gonna say, so I'm not trying to offend, you know what I'm saying? I'm more so just here to, but with the proof or evidence that they say is scientifically, like what's scientific, what still keeps you on this path of saying like, look, the earth is flat. Now we're not talking about a disc flying in space, or what exactly are we, you know, talking about when talking about a flat
Well,
flat earth?
when you say flat Earth, Google will serve you this image. This is
Yeah,
not flat Earth. This is
right.
really this is a pancake floating in space.
It
In
looks ridiculous. Yeah.
and it is ridiculous because that's
Yeah.
what they want you to see. And then everyone's trained to say, "What is the Earth the only pancake? Are the other planets pancakes?" What do you know about planets other than what NASA and Disney told you? NASA and
Mhm.
Disney are literally sister companies, and when you look up in the sky and you see a light, a dot of light in the sky, and they go, "Oh, that's Mars, that's Jupiter," right? You haven't really thought it through. We can get into how you see Jupiter and proving that it's not what they tell you. So,
Mhm.
how did I get into it? When I looked for proof of the globe, and there was none. And all of the claim proof, sunsets, seasons, tides, when you look at it, you're like, that makes no sense. It absolutely makes no sense. But the thing is, we weren't taught to think, we were taught to memorize and regurgitate, right? In school, if you did good, if you're an honor student, that's because you're the best. at memorizing and regurgitating. Were you good at
That's a fact.
challenging what you read in the book? Did you read the textbook and go to teacher and go, I disagree with this? Because no one ever does that. You just
Right, right.
memorize, regurgitate, and get the A.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's exactly what it is. So now going back to the image you showed with the pancake or the flat surface,
Yeah.
the disc floating in space. When people say, "Look, I believe the Earth is flat," that's exactly what they picture. But could you help us like wrap our mind around that concept? If it's not a flat, like what exactly is it? You know what I'm saying?
So the Earth is a topographical, hills and valleys, level, water needs to be contained. Large bodies of water at rest lie flat. They don't show any curved water. There's no curved water at rest, right?
Mm,
Large bodies of water lie flat. And so people say, well, where's your picture of the flat Earth? So you've been in a Home Depot, right?
yeah.
Of course, right? So imagine a Home Depot that's 50 miles wide. Same height, the ceiling's the same height, 50 miles wide. Could you see the aisle, the last aisle from the first aisle? No, of course you can't,
No.
right? Because the ceiling and the floor will just merge together in like a quarter of a mile. You wouldn't be able to, you won't be able to see beyond that.
Mm,
Now, if you say take a picture of it, so you go up to the roof, the ceiling, the highest you can get, you can't take a picture of the whole thing. Here we are, about the highest you can get, 120,000 feet. And what do we see? We see a level, stationary, non-rotating plane. The Earth is supposedly spinning 1,000 miles an hour below this balloon. It's up there for 3.5 hours, right? So the
mm.
Earth is spinning to the east. So that means that the balloon should land in the west, right? 3,000 miles, because it's up there for 3.5 hours. It landed 80 miles east of where it took off. So not only did it keep up with the spinning of the Earth, it sped up, right? Because first, when it's up higher, it's got to go faster just to stay over the same piece of land. And then it's got to go even faster to get in front of it, right? Now, let's say you were born 1 minute ago and you know nothing. You know nothing. No one ever told you anything. And I'd say, is this light right over this part of the land, or is it 93 million miles away? What would you say? Use your
You
common sense.
you asking me a question?
I'm asking you.
All right, ask me one more time, man. Say,
So if this, so you're brand new. No, you don't know anything about Earth. You don't know anything. You were never taught anything about it, right? You just have your life experiences, and we say, look, this is a light over this surface. Is this
Mhm.
light far away, 93 million miles, unfathomable, or is it right here over the land?
Oh man, is that a and you saying I don't know nothing? I was just
Yeah,
born.
but just look at your common sense. Look, the light is lighting up this
Yeah,
area, but not this area. It's lighter over here. So it's a local light. Get a
yeah. It
light
look
bulb in a dark room and hold it over the floor on one side of the room. It'll light up one area of the floor, but the other area will be dimmer. Just like here. It's lit up here. It's dimmer over here.
so you saying by them saying that light is millions of miles away, then that it's
93 million miles away. That's what
and
they tell us the sun is.
you saying how can that be if uh uh if it looks directly or if it
It's
looks local
it's
because which
it's
it
right
does,
right
you know,
there, and it's
right.
local. The light, the aspects of the light are local.
So you saying if it was that far away, it wouldn't be able to light up the area that the
Well,
way that
if
it
it
is.
could, it would light up the entire Earth equally.
Mhm.
It would all be equal, right? Take a light, throw a bunch of cotton balls on the floor and say those are clouds, right? And then hold
Mhm.
a flashlight high up in the air, it'll light all of them up. How do you light up just some of them? You bring it down lower, closer.
I get it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes
So
sense.
so also, what happens when you open a can of soda? It goes, psst. Why is it doing that? The pressure is instantly equalizing to the room around it, right?
Mm.
Pressure. Like, have you ever been on an airplane and you open up your water bottle and it because the air pressure when on the ground, if you had a half a bottle of water, when you go up to altitude and you open it, it's going to be pressurized because the air is trying to equalize with the lower air pressure in the plane. That's just a tiny, tiny little difference in air pressure, right?
Mm.
So you can't have air pressure without a container. So we live on a lumpy rock surrounded by smooth, curved water that no one's ever seen curved, surrounded by high pressure air adjacent to a zero pressure vacuum of space without a container. That's impossible. It's not. I'm not just saying it's impossible. It is impossible. You cannot demonstrate it, right? And they say, well, gravity's holding the air down. Well, then why can I drink through a straw? How come I can pull water and air up and away from gravity with the weak low pressure system of my mouth and lungs, and the vacuum of space can't pull it away? It's stupid, man. And when you can't, sometimes when you listen to these heliocentric stuff, people go, I just can't figure it out. I'm not smart enough. You're not stupid. It's stupid. Okay. That's why you can't figure it out. Right. So let me show you. This is, we're taught the Earth and the planets, they all circle the sun. Did they teach you in school that the sun is moving also? Right?
No,
the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. We're orbiting at 66,600 miles an hour. Funny number, 666. And we're chasing the sun at over 500,000 miles per hour. Okay? Never to return to where we were before. Do you feel any of these motions?
No, you don't.
No. And people say, well, you can drink a glass of water on an airplane. Well, you want to compare the airplane to the slowest motion of the Earth, the spin. Double the speed of the airplane, so it's going 1,000 miles an hour, take off the outer shell of the airplane and have that airplane nosedive at 1 mile per minute just to follow the curve of the Earth. Then tell me how your glass of water is doing, right? Check this out. This is NASA's hypersonic sled track. It goes Mach 8.6 times the speed of sound. So check this out. You couldn't even see it.
No,
right?
you couldn't. Yeah.
You can't even see it. So check this out. The water, the big sloshy ball of water with water on the outside in a high pressure system without a container, which is impossible, is orbiting the sun 10 times faster than this. And it's chasing the sun 100 times faster than this, right? But when you go out in nature, what do you see?
You see steel, yeah.
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 Could that water, is that container moving? Is it? And people say, well, you don't notice it when you're in an airplane. As soon as that airplane starts to descend, you instantly notice the change in velocity and direction. Well, all of the motions of the Earth are curved motions, and those equal acceleration. If you're going 100 miles an hour and you take the turn, let's say you're in a car, 100 miles an hour, you got a dinner plate filled with water. The slightest speed up, slow down, or turn, that water goes right off the plate.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
Don't see crap, right? We don't see crap like that. And then, if the Earth does move, right? Have you ever been in an earthquake?
Nah.
Here's a small earthquake in a pool, and watch what happens to this water. This is just a little tiny shaking of the Earth. Doesn't even compare to the motions of the Earth. And this pool just goes absolutely bonkers.
Crazy, yeah.
Right. But
so why?
But go ahead.
Damn, my apologies for cutting you off, man.
No, it's okay, man. You're good. You're good.
So why do you think the motivation behind the mainstream belief in the round Earth? Like, why do you think there is such resistance when it comes to the flat Earth theory?
I do judge people on how quickly they get to that question, because that is a very important question. When you realize that you have no proofs of the globe, you instantly go to motives. But what if you walked into, let's say you walk, this is gruesome detail, but I got to come up with a better analogy. But let's say you get home one day and you walk into your living room and there's 15 dead people. They're all just dead, right? They're bleeding, right? And you go, I don't believe it. What's the motive? I'm not going to believe it until, I'm not going to believe it until I know the motive. So you don't need a motive to look at evidence. So I can show you evidence after evidence after evidence. But the question is, what is the motive? And I'm not them, but I pretty much know the motive. They're hiding free energy. They're hiding the creator. They're hiding your spirituality. They're hiding more land. They're hiding more resources, scientific knowledge. They're hiding what's in Antarctica. That's a big one. And they're hiding that we're at the center of creation and that we're special, that we have power, that there's more resources, that we are at the center of creation, right? When you understand where you are, what this place is, and what they're doing, then everything changes. They can no longer control you. If they hide God, you're much more controllable. But if everyone watched your podcast and all of a sudden realized the Earth was flat, all the governments in the world would instantly dissolve. They would just be gone because nobody would listen to them, right? Governments are trying to get above you and above God. They're not supposed to be above you. They work for you. Governments, if allowed, can be below your feet. if they
Mm.
can prove that they serve a purpose, and God is the only thing that's above you.
Mm. Man, appreciate that explanation, man. Damn. Okay. So my next question, man, is like, okay, so how do you, if we are on this flat plane, right? How do you explain to people, like, as far as the day and night cycle, the seasons, and all of this when we talking about a flat Earth model?
Yeah, that's a good one. These are great questions. Let's get into it. So, what lights up the Earth? The sun lights up the Earth. It's the only light source. So, if you have a
Mhm.
ball, a basketball, and you're in a dark room and you have a single source light, no matter how you tilt or twist that ball, only half of it will be lit at any time. Correct? Make
Correct.
sense? Yeah.
Mhm.
No matter what angle, tilt, twist, whatever. So remember that. And this is from the Weather Channel, and they said on this day, 99% of the world population, but that's really only 70% of the world, is in light. And this is the graphic they showed. More than half of the ball is lit. That's weird. How does that
That,
happen?
that is weird. I'm not
All
gonna
right.
lie, that is weird.
But
Yeah.
let's look at this. So this is the Mercator map. It's just a map spread out, and it's showing, this is from time and date, and it's showing what areas of the world on August 13th at 12 o'clock, whatever time zone this is. So the
Mhm.
sun's right here. This is everyone that's in the light. So we got California just around. It's just early in the morning there, and all of South America is lit. All of this is lit. All of Russia, all of UK. The only thing in the dark is Australia and these islands. Okay,
Mhm.
interesting. So
Mhm.
let's go. And so here we have the AE map, which is our flat Earth map. And we put the sun right where it was there, and we'll lift it up, and we'll create a ring of light. And look, it matches. So we have California, all of South America. The only thing in the dark is here. All right.
Wow.
So that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Right. Now there's more to it than this, because with the dome, the light does some weird things. But let's look at the more important, the globe. Let's look at how the globe reacts to this. So here we got the globe. I'm going to show you Australia is right here in the pink. Ready? There's Australia. I'm going to put Australia right into the dark. Boom. Right into the dark. Right? So
Mhm.
we got the Earth tilted the way they tell us it's tilted. It's set for this date. And we go over here. All of South America is in the dark. All of
Mhm.
America is in the dark. Right? So let's spin it and put it where it was, where the day and night show. So we'll bring South America out into the light. California is just at sunrise. And we'll go back to the other side. And all of Russia is in the dark. All of this is the dark. I'll spin out what's supposed to look. All of that should be in the light, and it's not.
Mm.
So it doesn't work on the globe.
Mm.
Okay, it doesn't work. And when we look at day and night, and we look at this, compare them.
Wow.
Which one makes more sense?
Amazing. That's wow. That is pretty dope, man. Like
Next
what
question. Come on, let's go. Next
man,
question.
quick.
Oh wait. Oh, seasons. That's my
Yeah,
favorite.
yeah, seasons. Yeah, let's
My
get into that.
favorite. My favorite,
Okay.
dude. So when you ever hang out by a campfire, of course, right?
Yeah, once before,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So if you're standing right next to the campfire, are you warm?
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
much, right? So let's say it's in the winter. You're standing next to the campfire. It's warm. All the snow around the campfire melts, right?
Mhm.
Where are you from? What state are you in?
I'm in Illinois.
Illinois. Okay, you get snow in Illinois?
Yeah, we do. I would say around January, February, we'll probably see some snow.
All right. So what if you went 20 feet backwards? The snow's not melted and you're cold,
And I went
right?
20. Yeah.
Yeah, it's colder because you're farther from the heat source. So let's say you and I were hanging out, and we're two people hanging out. It looks like this is a girl, so it can't be you and I. And it's cold out. So this person comes over and holds a heat lamp directly over you, over this
Mhm.
person, right? So this person's warm and the sun is directly above them, high in the sky. Now, it's only 10 feet in the air, right?
Mm.
So this person sees the sun directly up. This person across the flat plane sees it like at a 45-degree angle. It's not high in the sky. This person's cold. So the
Right.
person walks over, keeping it at the same height, and now it's higher in the sky for this person, and it's lower for this person. Summer, winter. Summer,
Wha-
summer.
Mm.
So when the sun is closer to us, it's warmer. It makes friggin' sense, right?
That makes perfect
So,
sense. Yeah.
so here's on a globe, and we say, okay, early morning, it's cold, and the sun's 93 million miles away.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on a globe, 93 million miles plus, I don't know, a couple hundred miles makes no difference, right? So at noon, it's warmer, 93 million mile away sun. In the evening, it's colder, 93 million mile away sun. The difference of this actual distance makes 0.0001 whatever. So there's really no difference whatsoever, right? So on a flat Earth, where are we going? Here we go. We got a distant sun. It's colder. See the length of this line, whatever that distance might be. Then at noon, a closer sun. It's warmer. And then in the evening, a distant sun. It's colder.
It's colder. The temperature drop.
Yeah. So this is the Tropic of Cancer. This is the Tropic of Capricorn. This is the equator. So in June, the sun goes along the Tropic of Cancer. That's why here in America, we're nice and warm in June because the sun is close,
Oh, wow.
right? In
Yeah.
December, South America, Australia, it's warm. And we're cold because the sun is far away from us. On a flat Earth, it looks like this. In June, the sun circles this tight circle here.
Mm-hmm.
And in December, it circles out here. It migrates in between the tropics, out 6 months and in for 6 months. It's warm in the tropics, which is in between the two tropics, because the sun passes over them twice. It
Right.
never
Right.
passes over us. It just comes near us and then it goes away. Comes
Goes-
near us and then it goes away.
Damn, that's fire, man. That's dope, man. Damn, that's dope, man. What's the name of that map?
That's called the Gleason's map. The Gleason's map.
That is fire, man. That is
Yeah.
okay. So now, I'm sure you guys. I'm sure you finna pull up some slide. So I forgot the guy's name, man, but he did an experiment as well. Could you explain? Uh, he showed some pictures as far as a ship. Let me see how to put this.
Eratosthenes, Sticks and Shadows. What are you talking about?
So I'm trying to figure out how to put this question together. So how can you explain the theory with the fact that ships disappear over the horizon as they move further away from an observer? Like, what's the idea? Like, what do you look for to tell if the Earth is flat or if there's a curve in the Earth?
Yeah, so boats do disappear from the bottom up, but that has to do with angular resolution and the conditions of the water and the marine layer of air, the thickest air, which is right above the water. And over
Mhm.
distance, air becomes opaque. Even at a higher altitude, air becomes opaque over distance. If you and I were standing with a pane of glass between us, you'd barely see the pane of glass. But if we put 100 panes of glass, we wouldn't be able to see each other. And at some point, you couldn't even shine a bright light through it. And that's what
Mhm.
happens with the air. The sun, the light attenuates. So at 12.5 miles, there's 100 feet of curvature. Did you know that? According to the globe math,
I did not
right?
know that. So
Yeah, at 12, there's 100 feet of curvature at 12.5 miles. That's what's supposed to be there. But this
Mhm.
person here sees the horizon at his apparent eye level, and these boats are going out here like that, right? So in reality, there should be 100-foot curve. These boats should be like going over a hump from down here, over a hump and down, but that's not what people see.
Right. Okay.
That's not
Yeah.
what people see. And here is let me do this, go back. So out here we have this horizon. And when
Mhm.
we that's Earth curve, but it's just the limits of our eyes. But our consumer optics have outgrown their lies, right? So when we zoom in, we're zooming in, and what do we see? We start seeing this weird thing. What are these little bumps here? What are these? These are dolphins that are far beyond that horizon that are jumping through the air. So this is where we can't attenuate. We can't get a good angle view of the water anymore. So it just looks like sky. And these are dolphins that are far past that.
Yeah.
And they're
Yep.
jumping up, showing you that that's not Earth curve. That you can see the water. You can see where they're coming out of the water. It's just you can't see it because the angle that, like, you see that mirage when you're on the highway,
Yeah.
right? See this boat? It's right there. It's not over the curve. But when I zoom out, it disappears.
Okay. Damn.
So people think it went over the curve, but I can't zoom over the curve. I'm just zooming and watch it. It'll just appear. Boom, it appears. Isn't that weird? That's how our eyes work.
Oh wow, I can see it. You got to really look closely to see it. Like you really got to look close to see it, but I see it.
Yeah. So check this out. This is so when you zoom in on something, you know, you're opening up that angular size. You're zooming in. So the sky and the ground come together. When you zoom in, you open it up so you can see farther, and then you can zoom out farther. So out here, we don't see a boat, do we? There's no boat out here. But as we zoom in, we're increasing the angular size. And as we increase it, all of a sudden you go, oh, look, there's a boat.
Yeah. So,
look, there it is. So now watch. I'm going to zoom in. And you can see the lower part of the boat. Now, my finger can't hide that boat, can it? But if my finger was a wave in the foreground, it certainly would be able to hide the boat. And you can see that these little waves are hiding the boat because the boat is getting smaller and smaller until it disappears. And that three-masted ship that we were all shown in school when they were teaching us about Earth curvature, when they were indoctrinating us about Earth curvature, go watch that video again. It was like the old ship, three masts, you know, and they're like, it was a super rough day. There's like 8-foot swells, easy, right? And then they show the ship, and then they edit, and they lower the camera, and they edit, and they lower the camera. If you're at a Home Depot and you're laying down on the floor with your ear on the floor, and you got your upper eye closed and you're looking across the floor, how far can you see? You can't see that far. But if you stand up, you have a better angle. You can see better because of the angle.
Right.
And it's all about the angle that we see things, right? Let me I'll show you something I've been using a lot, but it's I use a lot because it's a good one. Just to show you how that works. Where is it? So here we go. This where is it? All right. So here is I'm just sliding this coin across this table and it's setting from the bottom up, just kind of like the sun.
Oh,
right?
you slide. Okay, yeah.
See that? But if you really think about it, you can say, well, the camera's below the table a little bit. Of course it's going to disappear from the bottom up. And I agree. This line right here is not Earth curvature. This line right here is thousands, over 10,000 feet above your eye level. But it appears to be at eye level.
Wow.
It appears to be at eye level. Let me show you. So here is, whoops, I ruined it. Here is a guy on a pier. What is going on here? Why is that changing? All right. Well, it was an optical illusion. This isn't a pier. This is a building. Why is that going automatically? All right. So, wow. We're in New York City. Skip all that. All right. We'll save you that. We're looking straight up at it's 12 noon and the sun's right up there. And this is a 50-story building. You with me?
Yeah.
You see the perspective? You're looking up.
Yeah.
You're looking up. And it goes, and now it's 1 o'clock. Is the sun below the horizon or is it just beyond the building?
It's beyond.
Very good. It's beyond the building. And how could you see the sun again? Go up high in the air or maybe go backwards, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So no problem. So here is a perspective grid. We're all taught about the ceiling and the ground come up, the sides come in, it goes to that vanishing point. Um, so here's a guy. Here's his eye level. We'll throw this mountain in here. So we'll say this mountain's 3,000 feet above his eye line. You with me? You're standing next to a mountain. It's 3,000 feet up. Wow, big mountain. Sun's up in the air. And now the sun starts going away. Is it below the horizon or is it just beyond the mountain?
It's just beyond.
Yeah, simple.
Mountain. Yeah.
Right. It's just beyond the mountain. Now, he can go up or backwards. Let's make him go backwards. We'll say 25 miles. Okay. 25 miles away, that mountain, 3,000 feet above his eye level, looks like it's at his eye level. Right? Go look at something 30 miles away. It looks like it's at your eye level, a mountain. Whatever that's high up, it looks like it's at your eye level. This is how our eyes work, right? So as the sun goes away, is it going below the Earth horizon or just beyond the mountain?
It's going beyond them. Yeah, it's going.
And now we add the sky. Now I have this cloud deck in here, but even without a cloud deck, over 100, 150 miles, air becomes opaque. And I'll show you an example of that. But all of these clouds are at the same height, but they look like they're touching the mountain here. Right, don't they? So we got this horizon line. You got the celestial object above it. And as the sun goes away, is it going beyond or below? It's going beyond.
It's going
right?
beyond.
So this line here, this horizontal eye zone that looks like it's at his eye level is the mountain 3,000 feet above him and the atmospheric deck all compressed into that. It's 15, 20,000 feet above his eye level. So anything above that is going to go beyond it. If you're sitting in your yard and you got a 5-foot wood fence and your neighbor comes over and you see him from here up, he's talking to you. When he walks away, right? Here's your neighbor. He walks away. You can't see his head anymore. It sets just like the sun sets.
Damn. Dave, man, appreciate you for that. It's different. It's different when when there's visuals and you seeing exactly how it works. It's no way for you to understand if you're trying to play it in your head, but when there's visuals and you demonstrating the way that you demonstrate it makes more sense that way.
Here's the thing. You Google flat Earth, you're going to get nonsense. Every good flat Earth video has a Wikipedia thing. The flat Earth is an ancient concept that's been scientifically debunked. Where's the scientific debunking? Where is it? Because you win 3 Bitcoins if you can come up with one. Just one, right? But I warn you, if you try to debunk flat Earth, you're going to be a flat earther. Because if you really look and take the time and use your mind, you will see that the Earth is truly not a impossible spinning ball. You know, you can't have high pressure next to a vacuum. You can't. So the question is, what else is there, right? Well, I think there's more land beyond Antarctica. If this is the shoreline of Antarctica that surrounds our world pond, right?
Dave,
Captain Cook tried to circumnavigate Antarctica, which should have been about 11,000 miles. And it took him 3.5 years. And he went over 68,000 miles. 68,000 miles. He went all the way around like this.
Wow, that was my next question for you. That's crazy. I was just gonna ask you that question. As far as that, actually is the next question. That
circumnavigation.
The Antarctica, like, what is it something? Is it like is Antarctica surrounding us, or what is that? Why is it that we can't go beyond Antarctica? Is that a flat Earth thing? Like, what is that?
Yeah. So in 1959, I think it was, Admiral Byrd went from the base there. He went beyond the South Pole. He said there's land bigger than the United States that's filled with resources that no human has ever set eyes upon. Wait a minute. That would be like something bigger than the United States in between Australia and Africa. Don't you think somebody would have noticed it? Right. Mm-hmm. So it's so, and then immediately after that, the Antarctic Treaty happens and all the countries in the world end up signing it. Nobody can go to Antarctica. You know, with all the nonsense going on in the world, they agree on, every country in the world agrees on 2 things. Nobody can explore Antarctica, and everyone's got to get that pokey poke in the arm. Okay. You know, it's weird. Yeah, I just think that's weird. Oh, I just lost my, there we go. And so these are where there's 8 bases that are all around. Remember the Falkland War, right? The Falkland Islands, I think that's right over here. these are bases that they guard Antarctica because they don't want people going to Antarctica.
Mm.
Let me run you through this because you might like this, right? So there's websites that have ship tracking data, okay, and you can check you can look at cargo ships and find out cruise ships where they are. So here they all are. You can click on any ship and find all the information about it, what's on it, where it's going, destination, who's captain, where it's registered. And we saw a ship way in here. Like, wait a minute, how can a ship go way in there? And when we look at it, when we clicked on it, well, first it's 730 miles in, right?
Mhm.
Which is 1.9 miles higher than the ocean. That's how high Antarctica is. We found another one 905 miles in, and that's 2.37 miles higher than the ocean. So we're like, what is going on there? What is going on? What if the world was set up like this? And instead of Antarctica being at the bottom of a ball, there's just more continents out here. And these
Outside.
ships were going out here. Take that piece of paper and wrap it around a ball. So all these continents get squished at the bottom of the ball. And you say, that's Antarctica, but you're not allowed to go there. You're not allowed to go. And people say, well, you can go to Antarctica. Yeah, it costs you about 40 grand. They'll take you to a little island off the very tip of Antarctica. It's called, ready for this? Deception Island. Right?
Wow.
So we clicked on one of those ships, and it was registered to the nation of Kiribati, right? Pronounced Kiribati, but it's spelled Kiribati. And I looked it up, and here it is. It's this little sandbar. United States, China, other countries say it's a very important trade route. Why does a giant ship need to stop there, right?
Mm.
And the information on the ship didn't tell us anything other than the size of the ship, and it was gigantic, 850 meters by 80 meters wide, right?
Right.
And so we looked at the ships that were docking at Kiribati, and all of them had very little information. It said their destination was either unknown or Christmas Island. Now, if you know the whole Santa conspiracy with Satan, Santa, right, and children, and it gets really dark, right? Really, really, really dark. Right. And so you know what time zones are, right? Time zones on a ball are 24 lines from dividing the earth, from pole to pole, like sections of an orange, right? Time zones, 24
Yeah,
time
right.
zones, right?
Mhm.
So, but there's this one time zone that does this crazy jig-jag, right? Like, why does a time zone do that? And right here in the most suspicious spot is Kiribati. Weird. Just weird. I don't know what it means. Just weird, right? Another thing that they never teach you in school is there's 19 time zones in the north, 24 in the tropics, and 32 in the south. That makes sense on a flat earth. Doesn't make any sense on a globe earth.
Well, you're right.
So the question I have is, maybe this is an important trade route, and the trade route is like this. They're going from here out to here, and we just caught an anomaly on their tracking, and they put it on the globe incorrectly.
Man, me and a friend of mine actually believe that. So again, thank you for this video. Me and a friend of mine actually believe that there was something beyond Antarctica. We just don't have proof or knowledge enough
So
of it to be able to back that up.
yeah, so and again, we don't need to speculate what's beyond Antarctica to prove, to prove the shape of the Earth, but it is always interesting because there's tons of evidence. So what if the world was set up like this, right? We live here, right? America, South America.
Mhm.
This is Antarctica, and out here is extra territory, more land. If somebody lived on the extra territory out here and they came to visit us, what would we consider them?
Aliens.
An extraterrestrial from the
Yeah.
extra terra, from outer space, the outer
Yeah.
space,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And then if you want to take it to the next level, which I'd like to do, right? What if this is from the navigator who crossed the ice wall, right? What if we lived here? This is our local pond. There's another ring out here, another ring out here, and then there's these other ponds, right? Each
Mm.
pond occupies a piece of the plane or a planet, if you will, a piece of the plane. And these are the other worlds right here on flat Earth.
Man, we
Now,
was saying, man, this is dope, man. We was saying this, man.
yeah, and so again, there's tons of evidence. Again, you don't need to speculate what's beyond Antarctica to prove the shape of the Earth. But in the book section on my app, the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app, if you go to the More Land section right here, More
Uh-huh.
Land, and there's these great books, and the hidden lands behind Antarctica, the land of the worlds beyond the ice wall. This is the one I was talking about, the Navigator Across the Ice Wall. And this is easy reading. It's got pictures. It's awesome. I love it. I read it twice. And then the Iron Republic. That one, you don't even have to read it because the Morgile on YouTube, the channel's called the Morgile. Just search the Morgile Iron Republic. He read it for you. Take it, pop it on your, save it on your phone. And when you're taking a long drive or a walk, listen to it. It's an amazing story about a guy, a politician from New York that was in the 1800s that was fed up, sold everything, bought a ship, went to Antarctica, and ended up going through a channel, was lost at sea for 3 months. Stars didn't make any sense. And then he found a city, a land and a city, ended up living there for 10 years. He got married and something happened. I think his wife died. He ended up coming back to Florida and then wrote about his experience and this other land, totally different form of government, total different advanced society, floating cars, flat screens, all sorts of stuff. Whether it's true or not doesn't matter. I think it's true. They were talking about more land beyond Antarctica in the 1800s.
Man, Dave, you just answered a lot of our questions, man, that we just don't speak on, man. Like I'm finna go visit your website right after this, man, and I'm finna check those out.
So
And
on my website, again, the app, it's a $3 app. And by the way, the trolls are going to show up saying they're a dangerous app. They're just going to go crazy. Go look at their channels. They have what I call the complete and total globe proof channels. There's nothing on their channels. Nothing. They're empty channels. They're just bots and triggered agents. So on my website, there's a big picture of me. It says crash course. Click that, and there's a list of videos that YouTube is hiding from you. They don't want you to see them. Start at the top, watch the first 3 or first 5, and you'll be a flat earther. There's no possible way that you won't be if you watch them. That's why they're being hidden. And here's the challenge for the 3 Bitcoins. You got to get the app. Every day there's a featured video right here. I know we have busy lives. We got to work in our slave jobs. We got families. We got all sorts of stuff. But while you're having your morning breakfast, whatever, click the featured video. Watch one video a day. That's it for 2 weeks. At the end of that 2 weeks, if you think the Earth is a globe, send me your proof. But before you do, you got to hit the question mark button so you don't waste my time. And all of your questions are answered here. What about seasons? Great videos on that. What about eclipses? Why the lie? Great videos there. Where does the sun go? Gravity, right? All of it is explained. I can't do it all again and again and again and again, but all of the videos in here are being hidden from you. What about the Antarctic sailboat race? They go around Antarctica. Watch that. They do, but they're going far longer distance than they tell you.
man,
The Antarctic sailboat race, which is actually going on right now, it should be much shorter than it actually is, but NASA controls GPS. The only way they can measure the distance is with GPS. And the winner of the sailboat race, these are the most state-of-the-art sailboats. They go 25, 35 miles an hour, right? The winner, according to the distance and time that the alleged distance that they're going and the time, the winner goes an average of 4 miles per hour. 4, right? That's like saying, hey, I won the Indy 500. They go, how fast are you going? I was going 25. I was going 25. I won. Right? I won.
Yeah. Man, damn, Dave. This was a very informative and obviously controversial. Like it is very controversial, like this topic, because it creates a lot of arguments. Man,
Yeah.
is it anything else you want to add to this, like as far as for the viewers, man? Like
the what happens is if you start looking into flat Earth, You're going to find a lot of troll channels, a lot of disinformation channels, and you'll find that the Globers will always say, well, so-and-so 2,000 years ago and so-and-so 500 years ago, right? Nothing today. And then the other thing they'll say, well, look at the sky, look at the light, look at the way what the sun does, look at the counter-rotating stars in the south. They go in the opposite direction, right? All of that is explained. There's a section called Southern Star Rotation in there. But looking up at the lights in the sky are no way to prove the shape of the floor. Yes, the lights in the sky do help us understand this realm, but it doesn't matter if the sun all of a sudden started doing loop-de-loops in all different directions. It doesn't change the physical measurements of the Earth. Let me show you one more, and then we'll wrap it up because I know you want to keep it short.
Okay.
So if the Earth is a ball, there has to be curvature, right? There has to be curvature, and we know what the curvature model is. Let me just get rid of that. And so here is a frozen lake. I like showing this one because it's a good one. So we got this frozen lake. We got a camera 6 inches off the lake, and we put these lights out here, 4 lights, different colors. And this one's 8 miles, 7 miles, 6 miles, and 5 miles. It doesn't sound far, but according to the globe math, actual math that describes a globe 24,901 miles around, this should be over 30 feet, 22 feet, 15 feet, and 9 feet below a physical curve. So either we're here on a flat Earth just looking at those 4 lights, or we're on a globe Earth and these lights are refracting up different amounts and stopping at the tangent of the Earth curve for this viewer. This one's going up 30 some odd feet, 20 some odd feet, right? They're refracting up and stopping in midair, not going higher. They're refracting in the cold, in the dark, no humidity. They're all refracting up different amounts and magically pretending to be at eye level, or we're just looking at them across flat ice.
Damn. Okay, so again, so if the Earth was curved, we wouldn't be able to see those lights at all, right?
You wouldn't be able to see those lights at all. Let me show you another long distance proof. Yeah, I'll take that as a yes.
I ain't know.
So out here, this is in Illusion, France, and we're looking out at Mount Kanagawa, which is 175 miles away. Can't see it because at that distance from this viewing spot, the top of Mount Kanagawa should be over half a mile below a physical curve, right? Half a mile below a physical curve. So if I turned off all the lights in this room, you couldn't see me because you need light that's bouncing off of me. Well, the light that's bouncing off of Kanagawa is not strong enough to push through 175 miles of soupy atmosphere because it's not bright enough. However, what's brighter? What's the brightest thing we know? The sun. So the sun's light can push farther. And twice a year, because the sun migrates between Cancer and Capricorn, and twice a year it lines up with the viewer and Mount Kanagawa. And when it goes beyond it, it backlights it, and you can see the whole mountain.
Oh, okay. I did not notice that at first. I see
And
it.
so there's the mountain. You couldn't see it before. Look, I'll go back. You don't see it because the sunlight bouncing off of it. When the sun goes beyond it,
Now you can see it.
now you can see it. Right?
That's
So
crazy.
the Glober explanation is, well, the mountain is below the curve, right? So let's pretend that this is the mountain and this is the Earth. So the mountain is below the curve, but it's refracting up and going, look, I'm refracting up. I'm there, right? And the sun is also refracting up, and the dark mountain is refracting up in front of the sun and blocking the sun, which is crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Or it's just right there. We're just looking at it.
Wow, that's amazing, man.
We're just looking at it.
Man, Dave, man.
Do you listen to do you know Lord Jamar is?
I don't.
He's a rapper. He's a killer flat earther. Look him up. You love him.
What's his name?
Lord Jamar. Lord Jamar. He's got some great flat earthers. Follow him on TikTok. Follow me on TikTok and X if you want to learn some stuff. All my social media, everything is at flatearthdave.com. I highly recommend you get the app, but it's $3. It's $3. So
$3, man.
Yeah.
I spend
It'll
more on Netflix, man. I'm gonna pay that $3, man.
Yeah, get rid of Netflix, right? And by the way, the app has a friend finder on it. It has a social media thing. There's 5% of the app the where you can message people and interact with other people. There's a subscription for that. It's $11 a year. You don't have to get it, but you may want to get it. But the app is one-time cost, $3, and it'll give you all the information. It'll give you lifetime information. The other thing I want you to check into on the app, there's this Griffin button right here, right? And that's the old world. Right? Everything about history is a lie. There's a video called Old World Order. I want you to watch that. I want you to watch My Lunch Break, and I want you to watch everything else on here. And you're going to find out that everything you were taught about our history is a complete and total lie. Right? You know the movie Idiocracy?
Haven't heard of it, to be honest.
Well, go watch it. It's free on YouTube. It used to be a comedy, but now it's a documentary. All right? It's about how the world's just getting dumber and dumber and dumber. There was an advanced civilization here just a couple hundred years ago, worldwide, way more advanced than we are now. And we are just repopulating their destroyed world.
Mm.
Watch that Old World Order. You can find it on my website too. Old World Order. Go to my website, flatearthdave.com. That's all you got to remember. Flatearthdave.com. Old World Order. Check out the app, check out the crash course, and you'll be on your way.
Man, you just gave me some resource because you can't even go on Amazon, assuming that it's someone that wants to learn more about, the theory of the earth being flat. You can't even go to Amazon and find books on this stuff. So the fact that you provide a resource where it's like a cap, like everything you want to know is right there, man. I'm gonna definitely check it out, Dave. Appreciate you, man.
You got it, man.
All right, man. Man, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up then, man. I'm excited for this
QB,
episode, man.
QB, I want you got some homework to do. You got to watch Old World Order. You got to start watching the daily videos on the app to frequently ask questions. And in a few months, let's get back together and we'll try it again.
Man, let's do it, man. I'm up for the task, man. So
All right.
that last video you said the old war
Old World Order. It's on my website. There's a big banner. It says Old World Order. You can't miss it.
order.
Old World Order. That's just an intro, right? But then on the app, the Griffin button right there looks like a flying horse. Again, wait until you learn, and when you learn about flat Earth, you're going to learn that nuclear bombs aren't real, dinosaurs aren't real, dragons are real.
All of the
Okay?
stuff that we didn't believe is real, and all of the stuff that we believed is a lie. That's man.
Check this out. This is from a 1946 dictionary. Dragons, right? Now rare. You're muted. I lost you. Got no sound. Is that me or you? I got nothing. Oh, no. I got sound. Nobody can hear you. You can hear me?
About now.
Oh, now I hear you. There you go. You're back.
Okay, there you go. Okay, we had some technical difficulty. We good now, man.
All right. So I know I threw a lot out there, but it's all on my website, right?
Yeah. Now it's definitely it's so much to digest in a matter of just 50 minutes, but you gave me a lot to go off of to do further research.
The app will take you, so every day you're walking around with your phone all the time, right? So there's no more downtime. When you're driving in the car, you can throw on something. When you're in the line somewhere, when you're waiting, whatever, and you all of this stuff is mind blowing. You'll never ever ever be bored again. We have a saying: flat earthers never bored again. The word bored is gone from your vocabulary.
So what's a good time? Do you think 30 minutes a day on that app is good enough?
What I tell people is when you just watch the daily video, I try to do short ones during the week, longer ones on the weekend, and that's it. And then if you watch the video when it ends, the next video that'll come up will be one that I selected, not Google. right? So
Okay.
it breaks the algorithm, right? And then you're like, that's interesting. I need to know more about satellites. I've got Starlink. If satellites aren't real, how does that work? We explain it. It's all explained in the satellite section.
Okay. Man,
Yeah.
appreciate it. Man, let's do it, man. So you said 3 months from now. So what that
3
put
months.
us in?
Hit me up, and
That,
we'll schedule again.
man, let's do it, man. Okay.
All right.
Man.
But
All right.
you
So
gotta take the time and do the work and use your God-given common sense. Use your brain,
yeah.
exercise that puppy, man.
I mean,
People
I
like
mean,
working out their muscles. This is the most important muscle.
I love reading and researching anyway. So this is a
Dude,
easy,
get some of
so
those books. Get some of those books. They're all there on the app. There's all different kinds.
okay, cool, man. So man, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out then, Dave.
All right, QB, man. Thanks. Good talking to you.
All right, man. Life is good. Life is wonderful. Be blessed to be alive. Self-sufficiency is how you survive. To the kings and queens, to the guys and goddess forever and always. Think successfully. It's excellent. Stop.